Becoming who we truly are. At some point in our awakening, we begin to realize that all of the greatness that we see in the works of others and in nature and the divinity that we perceive as being out there in someone else is coming from a recognition of the divine within our own self. How else could one recognize something awesome if it were not something that was in them also? A squirrel cannot truly fathom the beauty of art. As we take this exploration further, we see that part of us that appreciates excellence, beauty, or divinity is the part of us that recognizes its own self, its own higher nature. Naturally, we begin to see that anything that will assist us to connect with this deeper, more appreciative aspect of ourselves is in our best interest. We become more deliberate about participating in nature and art and beauty, as well as interaction that connects us to others in a more meaningful way. Grace is simply a realizing of the perfection of our life experience just as it is. Once we realize that we are not any of the beliefs, the judgments that we have about ourselves, and that something in us is perfect intelligence guiding us through our life, we begin to feel safe about allowing that inner intelligence to communicate to us a better and more natural way of living our life. This experience is simply known as being in the flow of life, of living in the present moment. In religion, it is known as surrender and living in faith. After all, as we begin to realize that the supercomputer that organizes the infinite possibilities in this vast universe has far greater capacity to guide our life than our own limited intellect, we begin to listen to it and trust it more as our own true self. Intuition and inspiration are words that we use to describe this inner guidance system that we always have at our disposal. Yet the noisiness of our own mind blocks the silent, still voice that speaks to us in the background, in our heart. Every genius, poet, artist, sage, or highly successful person in any field has learned to trust their gut instinct. The more we listen to it and utilize it, the more we develop the skill of utilizing our inner guidance, the more our life becomes miraculous. Catherine of Siena, a Catholic saint, spoke about intuition in this way. You cannot imagine how great are people's foolishness. They have no sense of discernment, having lost it by hoping in themselves and putting their trust in their own knowledge. So look back at where we have traveled so far in this recording. We have explored these facts. There is an infinite, undefined force that creates and maintains all of creation. We know that this force is expressing itself through us as our own true, higher self. We know that our beliefs and judgments about ourselves are not who we really are, that our self-awareness is beyond our thoughts and emotions and any other limited experience of ourselves. We know we are connected to our true self through our higher feelings of intuition, inspiration, appreciation, gratitude, grace, enthusiasm, unconditional love. With these realizations in place at a conceptual level, at the level of thought, we can go on to explore the realization level where we begin to realize that these truths are us, our own true self. It's a personal realization, a personal experience.